Welcome back to Primetime Sports Friday. Now, Jamaica Olympic Association President Christopher Samuda says the IOC may have to reconsider their stance on athletes' protests given recent global demonstrations in the fight against racism. More in this report. As protests break out across the world of sport, the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, seemed to double down on its stance, banning such action at the quadrennial multi-sport games. The IOC's Rule 50 bans any form of protest action, including kneeling and the raising of fists, anywhere at the games. But recent reports have suggested that the IOC is willing to negotiate with stakeholder bodies, such as the Athletes Commission, ways athletes can conduct protests at the games. Jamaica Olympic Association JOA President Christopher Samuda says that while having not yet met as a board on the issue, the JOA denounces any form of racism.
The JOA clearly does not countenance any racism at all, and we respect and embrace the right to protest racial discrimination and inequality without violence. And as we say in Jamaica, argument done where that is concerned.
Samuda says the IOC may now be forced to change its stance.
But given what has occurred and what has been occurring for some years now, I suspect the IOC is going to have to look at Rule 50 to see how best they can accommodate the right to protest without attenuating the spirit of the game. I heard, I don't know if it is confirmed, that the IOC is prepared to sit down and discuss, and I presume ways that could, of course, express the right to protest without, as I say, endangering the game.
In the meantime, the JOA boss says while they will continue to inform local athletes of the IOC's rules, the discussion must move beyond just protests.
So we need, as I say, to find a way to discuss it openly, constructively at these games, and not simply have it as a mere expression of protest, but go beyond that to find workable solutions in sport and use sport as an instrument of racial equality.
Since the outbreak of anti-racism protests worldwide following the death of American George Floyd, several associations have come out in support of demonstrations against racial injustice.